All right, so welcome back to another scene for Sept of the Red Branch, where in today's scene, tonight's scene, even, as the sun is sinking, as evening and sunset is moving into night, Mavis had her, been at the fire hall, had dinner, chit chatted, done her normal things, and then with no call to attention, no craziness, just as she is wont to do, comes back, gets cleaned up, changes her clothes, snags her bag, and lets everyone know she's gone out for a bit. And, with swag slung over her shoulder, as, the night darkens, as whatever little bit of mist rolls through, she will have a nice, mellow walk across Sept, not calling a bunch of attention, doing her normal things, waving at those she passes, cheerily enough. Heads along into Dagda's forest, which, truth be told, she's getting more and more familiar with, paths or no paths. It's just a matter of recognizing certain landmarks, areas of the woods. She's by no means one of the most familiar with the layout of the forest, but she is getting better and better every time. Initially, she'll start on a path, heading along, towards the boundary line of Sept. And we'll make absolutely sure that she is beyond that boundary before she even thinks about having a step across. And it's as simple as, pulling the mirror, a little glance around, a step over. And as she goes, trying her best to keep an eye. I mean, sure, there's the one squirrel that should be, tagging along behind, but is there anything else? Does a bit of the mist wander after her? Do the crows, is one of them awake at night and flitting along branch to branch? Just as she goes along and looks for a nice, clear spot so she can see the night sky, just an advantageous spot to settle herself in and begin her night's work. Do I need to do any rolls?
Yes. What are you doing? What exactly are you doing?
Initially, it's the paranoid watch, just in case someone has a spirit tagging her along.
I can give you that for free. There's just some squirrels that are like, oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, squirrels are good. Squirrels got a pack.
I mean, spirits always watch you adapt as far as you do knows that. You're like, oh. They're always just poking, particularly at night.
Mm-hmm.
Always just out, staring.
Anything that she would necessarily affiliate with certain members of Sept, or just, I mean, I know the spirits are here, just are alert and awake and watchful.
No, not really. A lot of deer spirits, a lot of that sort of thing. It's kind of like a mix and match thing, if anything. It's pretty odd. You know what I mean? They always just observe,
I mean, this is an old forest. It's one of those things where it's not like some perfect ideal representation of the forest is going to wait out and be like, hello, but old forests just have kind of a sense of deeper watchfulness to them. It's something she's acclimating to.
Yep.
So yeah, she'll get, again, just make sure that she's well beyond the boundaries of the Sept itself. She doesn't want to do this inside. Mm-hmm. And once she's gotten that far, we'll just kind of keep an eye out for good patches of moonlight and eventually step off the path to find herself honestly, any little area where, maybe a tree or two has fallen, or maybe it's just a natural clearing or meadow, just somewhere where she has some open sky.
Mm-hmm. You can totally do that.
And she'll go out there, probably pull out one of just their little throw blankets from the dorm, something to sit on, because especially at night, doing the grass and all that. And makes herself a space. And just kind of like takes a minute to brace herself. Let's see if there is. anything. There's not a lot. So let me look and see. I think it has a cost, so probably not. Fuck it. Let's do the Wits Enigmas. Let's have some fun. 4, 5, 6. Hilariously, no success. Makes a token effort to conjure up.
What are you trying to? What are you
Essentially,
trying
just
to do?
going to conjure up a little fairy light, something to.
No fairy light for you.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where she kind of makes a passing effort and it doesn't come up, and she kind of goes, you know what? That's suited. And finally, once she's settled, once she's had a second to just breathe and be like, okay, I got this, I'm ready, we'll reach into the bag and finally pull out the brooch. In the dead of night, setting it in front of her on the blanket.
Oh, it's vibrating. And out from the brooch, Maeve butt.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, I mean it's regal too. It slits its arms out. It's like you are talking to a bird of falcon, Maeve. You can recognize it immediately. The way that wingspan comes out, just
Yep. It's ironic because this thing, I mean, without before she ever saw it, it kind of scared her, but she still respectfully set the brooch out on the blanket as though she was meeting someone at night and inviting them to sit with her.
Hmm.
Oh shit. Where is it? Let me turn you off. There. No more beep boops. And as she, sits there facing this thing, I assume it just kind of like unfurls from it, splays the wings, and then stands there watching.
He just tilts his head over. Does a slow. Why have you kept me here alone? Was a little angry, little ruffle, How dare you? You know what I mean?
I have questions that only you can answer.
That depends on the answering and what the question would be. Just a little. So offended. Do you know what I mean? Such an offended little thing. Do you know what I mean? You've locked me in this vessel. Do you know what I mean?
How dare you keep me from doing my job by putting me in a bag of hoodoo?
So annoyed. Spirit of Falcon, that this Falcon's brood spirit is not happy. With your plebeian moves.
I want to know who's feeding you, who you're serving.
You are not one of the riddle. You are not one. I cannot give you the answer, little loon.
Nonetheless, I need them.
We all need what we need.
I want to know what you've told, what you've seen and heard.
That is good that you want. It's such a silverifying motion. Do you know what I mean? That is good that you want.
Things.
It's good that you want things, but there is always a price to have them. I am not some little spirit that will give you it because you feed me a gnosis to make me feel better about myself.
Of course not.
Good, then you understand the price and the game you must play to solve what you must see. A little flick of his wings, like, I'm not talking to a plebeian.
Ah, a woman of culture.
Pretty much, exactly like that.
It's fine because he's like, you can't just appease me with a gnosis. And it's a respectful bob of the head. She understands this is the spirit of Falcon's brood.
Just appease me with your common trinkets. Who do you think I am, a child guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I understand the price.
Then you must play the game. Leans in all serious like.
I must. I'm ready.
Are you? Do you believe that you will? No matter. No matter. Holds up his the feather. You know what I mean?
One whole feather.
No matter. The secret cannot be given away, even if I am indignant at my current predicament.
Yeah, there's a she acknowledges, like, I could have been a better host. It's the nod. You're indignant. I understand.
And I shall give you the riddle. First, think of a person who lives in the skies, who deals in secrets and tells naught but lies. Next, tell me what's always the last thing to mend, the middle of middle and the end of the end. And finally, give me the sound often heard during the search for a hard-to-find word. Now string them together and answer me this. Which creature would you be unwilling to kiss?
Wow, that was
Good, right?
yeah, that was actually really good. I need to write all this down.
I will paste it over for you. I've written it down.
Thank you. Oh boy,
Good though, wasn't it?
that was really good. Oh wow. All right, let me separate these out. She listens respectfully and closely. For all that she has kept him in a bag, she is doing this with due diligence. Was it a person or a spirit? Or being or something?
What?
For the very first one,
Mm-hmm.
is it specifically the term person or was it
Yeah, said first think of a person who lives in the sky. That's how it's written, Maeve.
all right?
That's how it was said. And I'll know if you Google it.
I'm not Googling. I am just getting it all set on my document. Or my little side notepad. I just got an impression the first time when you were saying it and I didn't hear that word clearly. And I mean, she will also, for the sake of keeping things in motion, she does have, her little notebooks, and it's a little notepad that she just rips things out of when she's done with them and tucks them into her notebook. She pulls out the little notepad and she writes it down.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not going to rush herself either.
Dokily dokily. How are you doing, Katie?
Oh, wow. All right. So, first think of a person who lives in disguise, who deals in secrets and tells not but lies. Tell me what's always the last thing to mend, the middle of middle and the end of the end. Which is sounded like something, but is definitely the letter D. And finally, give me the
Okay.
word
Mm-hmm.
during the search for a hard to find word, which is either or
You're on the right track with the last bit.
The first one's the I need to make sure I get the right word
Mm-hmm.
for the first one. First, think of a person who lives in disguise, who deals in secrets and tells not but lies. And I mean,
I will let you roll
okay,
What? I will let you. You have enigmas, yeah?
I do, and I know it's something along the lines of spy, but that may not be the word that I
I
need.
will give. Hang on. I will let you roll intelligence and enigmas, difficulty 8, and I will give you the answer to one. Like I will give you a hint of one of the things you're thinking of. Only one, and
All
you can
right,
only make this roll once.
then let
You
me.
have to choose between the first part, second part, or third part, which you want to roll for.
Okay, that is fair and makes sense, and it's definitely going to be the first one because
Mm-hmm.
the others I have a good idea. So intelligence, enigmas.
Difficulty 8, and you cannot spend willpower.
Okay, dice be with me, please God. Hmm. Oh my God!
You
Three
were correct.
successes.
You were correct. Spy. That is the correct answer. That is what essentially what does the spy do? He is a liar in disguise, and he trades in secrets, deals only in lies. Remember what you read about what you heard about the it bases its riddle off the wielder. What is this guy? A
Mm-hmm.
spy.
Oh my God! I think I got it.
Okay. Let us see. What is your answer?
So I mean, she takes a moment, strings it out, writes, scratches through a couple things because that's literally what I've been doing is listing possible answers and scratching out the ones that kind of don't make sense, and then looks at the three answers. Looks up. A spider.
It was like a head tilt and just this slow Maeve.
Oh.
Congratulations, little loon, you have shown an intellect. You may ask 3 questions. Choose wisely.
3 questions.
And only you may ask these, for I will know if you consult others. Stares intensely. I fucks the shit out of her. You essentially like I'll know if you communicate to other people. Move.
Oh yeah. No, she has given Seamus enough to know that she is meddling with things. but even he doesn't know the details, and she is certainly not putting it into the link, and she doesn't have any other way to communicate with anyone else. She nods. It's very respectful. I understand the terms because spirits have rules, and you don't get mad at them for being what they are. It's like getting mad at a cat for killing small prey animals. It's just what they do.
Well, ask your questions.
What have you reported since being brought to the Sept of the Red Branch?
The positions that are in need of compromise, in need of change. People are weak. They need a position change in order to fuel the ideals, to bring about change, to further the Osprey's agenda. They may not be members of the Osprey, but they benefit our cause. For example, your right master needs a changing. She's vulnerable. Her position is vulnerable. We need somebody who is reliable, who agrees with our tendencies even if they do not know them. Imagine Maeve gets chills at that.
I mean, she asked a very open ended question. So she nods as if expecting it to continue because it gave her an example, but she asked for all of it.
The master of challenges for records of dated positions and challenges and when we can be challenged. For records of births, deaths, heirs of land. And the trappings of the various royal family here, where they go, what they do, who they talk to. Yeah, there's an answer after that.
All right. And he called it what? The Red Osprey agenda?
Yep.
What are the names of the people who serve the Red Osprey agenda as pertains to the Sept of the Red Branch?
Head tilt. We don't know that one. Master did not tell us.
Your master would be included.
Oh, Master. He is the Red Osprey, known as Daniel Campbell. But we do not know who Daniel Campbell has under his employ. We were not told that specifics, only the information that benefited the Osprey. You can see how clever Daniel is. You didn't tell him who he's, just watch this. Don't worry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she figured it was worth seeing if she could get more than the one name. It makes sense that she would only get the one name. This person is incredibly fucking clever. I mean, he has pulled terrifying things. She also has to consider what would it know.
Did mention land ownership. That's a fucking interesting one. Why the fuck are they so interested in that?
Yeah.
You didn't say what land now either, Maeve.
Oh, exactly. He didn't. And he may not know.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a risk in asking for more detail and wasting a question on something it can't
There
answer.
is.
All right. Oh, because you may not, the thing wouldn't necessarily know where he's staying outwards. So,
No, no. I can give that for free, Maeve. He's not stupid. Do you know what I mean?
no, but the last thing I can possibly think of that may yield a result. Exactly when and how frequently does he come to you to learn what you have seen and heard?
He was coming every week. And then he stopped coming. Before you took me. About a week before he had stopped coming.
A particular day.
I will list the time. Um, it was 4 weeks after he assassinated Francesca Fitzroy. He just stopped coming. I heard him mention that he had planned to lead the horse to water, a most eager horse.
All right. You know what? She will think about it for a moment. I did ask in detail about those who serve the agenda. His rank, his auspice, all of it.
Just like a head tilt. But you've already asked the three.
It was my second question.
Adrian Theurge. Silverfang.
Oh,
I just think he's been doing so fucking well. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it makes perfect sense, but there was hope in her heart that he wasn't a Theurge because it makes it so much harder. There's no one, like, short of a Ragabash, there's no one better suited. Even then, a Theurge has ways to make up for not being a Ragabash.
Exactly.
You have answered my questions. Is agreed.
The bracelet cracks.
I assume the spirit is essentially freed of it and just.
Yep, flies off. Unless you stop it, of course.
As the thing cracks, I would ask.
That tilts his head around like does that weird like bird, that weird bird thing that they can do. Do you know what I mean?
I would ask the cost of your service, as you have rendered it before.
You solved the riddle, but you are not of the Osprey.
And you are loyal to the Osprey.
Of course. But in the nature of the riddle, I cannot tell the Osprey what I have learned. Otherwise, the riddle essence of the riddle would be broken.
She just nods understanding. You've served honorably.
Just gives a nod. But yeah, no, it's the idea of I can't serve you because I am. So you know what I mean?
It's one of those things where she had to check because it's very clearly it is a spirit of falcon.
Mm-hmm.
But this does tell her that its literal nature involves being tied to this group.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
No, she's not going to begrudge it that. You can't begrudge a spirit for being what it is. So she just acknowledges it has served its purpose honorably. It has kept to its own terms, and she will let it go.
It just flaps off.
And she takes her notes and folds them and glances around for one of the squirrels.
Yeah, it's just sitting there like, oh, do you know what I mean? Oh. Sniffle, 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 sniffle.
She'll beckon one of them over since you said there's more than one.
Yeah, it kind of jives its way over towards it.
You've seen and heard, yes?
Yes.
In exchange for what you've seen and heard, there is another scroll following Fiona von Prima.
Yes.
I would like you to alert it that she needs to know to meet me here.
Huh? Oh.
You do not have to share your gossip. That is yours.
Okay.
But
It claps his hands like, yes, yes. Do you know what I mean?
yes, this is mine. But if you are to tell the spirit that is with her, she'll come to know that I need to speak to her.
Yes.
Yeah, just let's go. Pew! Little ear tufts bobbing in the wind.
Jumps off the tree. Oh, I'm going to get it.
I mean, there's no better way to convey information than a fucking squirrel.
So, after some time, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she will spend that time mulling over the details because things like who owns the land is an interesting thing that she wouldn't expect a Silver Fang to necessarily care about for their own merit. The Silver Fang can buy up land like it's candy.
No, you can see Fiona.
Yeah, there's honestly just the respectful head tip, chin tip as she comes over. She's still got the blanket laid out there so that Fiona can come join her.
Yeah, Fiona just stands there.
And she rips out the second page that says in quick form her questions and the answers, copies it over for herself, and then offers it.
Fiona lets out a breath as she's reading.
These are the 3 questions I was able to ask and the answers I was given.
Yeah, it's just like I said, she just lets out a breath. Just as, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Maeve is brave facing, but the idea that she has been essentially tangoing with an Adrian Theurge is terrifying.
We cannot do anything about the challenge.
The challenge.
Pointing at the master challenges now. The idea that the right master, Sulag, they're vulnerable. But tomorrow's Beltane, Maeve. By your people's laws, anyone can challenge for the position.
And the Master Challenge is the most vulnerable of the three.
No, he'll be the one facilitating it. It's his job. She kind of looks at you with this, oh. And the thing was in his office.
It was.
So this sets out a very. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she starts just kind of racking her brain for who feasibly could even challenge for those positions.
Rust, Blackbriar, fucking Fionn could technically. Dross definitely could challenge for Right Master.
Oh, just could, but there's a reason this isn't Right Master.
Fucking. Let me see. There are a couple of theatres that could. There's one or two definitely could challenge for it.
Let's see.
Prominent choice would be Dross though, because he's just. Or even Sulag could challenge for Master Challenges, and then it would leave the Keeper could challenge for it and leave the position for Keeper of the land open as well. You know what I mean?
And of course, Keeper is a bit more fiddly because it doesn't have to be a Theurge, but it would be someone who would be stuck on that.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna lie, Maeve, losing Diana, Wildheart. She is one of the best Theurges on Sept. Now she is vulnerable. She is vulnerable. She did a thing which made her incredibly vulnerable, Maeve. Realistically, there is grounds for a challenge. Do you know what I mean? It's why Rory was so. You know what I mean? It's why Rory was so. You could tell. You start to piece it together, Maeve. Why was Rory so agitated at her? Look, she did a great thing, but look what she's in. But people can challenge that because she's now not able to do another. Do you know what I mean? There's been attacks on the set. There's been this. You know what I'm saying?
May have limited time to work, but if you can help me understand what those vulnerabilities are, maybe there is something.
Well, you're not a Philodox, Maeve, and you're only a Clea.
I am, but it doesn't mean I'm helpless.
And what are you going to try to do? Gives this kind of very frank stare. At this point, you can tell Fiona's patience is at a line with you. She doesn't do vagueness anymore.
What would you say is the Right Master's weakness? The fact that she's been made vulnerable by all that she has spent, right?
By all that she has spent, and the idea of one good deed can serve the Sept well, but if she cannot continue to do her duty, then she has every ground to challenge. It's the idea that just gestures like you know yourself, if you're not able to regenerate the power base of Gnosis that you had, and there has been many attacks on the Sept and many different frustrations on Sept that we could have needed her for.
She nods.
It was a reckless decision of one such from such a position that solved a short-term solution but added to a long-term problem. It's the behavior.
It's a nod.
It's viable. It is quite viable. She nods like it's legitimate. You know what I mean? It's like that. Ooh, do you know what I mean?
And the others that are listed from your
Sulag,
Sulag, yes, totally. I can see why people would challenge him. Keeper of the land needs to have the land tended, and there was an attack on this sept. His spirit should have been all over that. It was careless. Perhaps a change in leadership could not make that careless. Kin blood and there are dead kinfolk on people's hands, and you know how your tribe gets about that. I, not every challenge will be the Red Osprey. She kind of gives that frankness to her, but they are certainly making sure that I imagine whoever they've whispered in the ear of is making sure that that person challenged for their benefit.
Yeah, she nods. Why the land? Like she pokes it where she's written it on her own copy, just like, why the land?
Compromise position, I think. Let me think.
Right. The only thing I can think of tied to the land is that the travelers need some. They need a place of their own.
They do. And whoever gets them that place would think of the political sway they would have, an entire support base. Respect to the eyes of the Fianna. It's kind of the, do you know what I mean? She starts rolling her fingers. It would also show that the Macnessa cannot support their own people that they swore to protect, to provide for. That somebody else had to step in for them. And if it's from another tribe, she lets out that breath. Do you know what I mean? How would you feel?
It's not good.
No, it is not, and we do not have time. Rubbing her face like, fuck me. Clara has discovered that land has been bought up. That's what she's found.
By who?
Numerous people. Some by behind enemy lines, so the initial. Do you know what I mean? The initial aftermath.
Yeah, there's. I mean, that makes sense. So that's not odd.
However, I've noticed a growing unease. Most of the most of it appears good on paper.
What do you mean?
I mean, packs of the sector contributing, but there's something that feels off about it. It is not gravel walk, I can tell you that much. It is not the children of the oak. The wild lords kind of shakes his head.
Yeah,
The,
she shakes her head on that one too.
I have noticed three names: Blackbriar, Clara, and of course, the final name, which leaves me very, very worried.
Concerned glance. Oh,
Just rubbing her chin, like she is. She's rubbing her chin. Oleg Shilek.
he's
And another one, which makes me even There's Oleg Schilig when he joint bought it with Gabriel Flabbis. You know, one paid one half, one paid the other. Now, Oleg Schilig, she kind of frowns. It wouldn't make any sense. He's House Crescent.
He's the one who gave me the permission to access the information in the restricted section.
She kind of gives a spread of the hands, then why would he? He joint bought it with Gabriel. And Gabriel has been very interested in Clara. Constantly asking, constantly chatting. Delaney, I noticed, has been rising up in the ranks as well. She's an ambitious girl. She's become the main advocate for the Traveler, kin-wise.
I've been given the impression that she's very well spoken. She'd be a good representative.
Reaches into her jacket and slides over. This has been. She's put a lot of money into Gabriel Favis's businesses.
What? What's she
Well,
sending over?
just a payslip.
Yeah, she'll look at it because if Delaney was getting a bulk amount of money, it should be going into land for her people. So
Oh, it did. She's been. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a payslip. It is like these unwritten. You know, like this costs for this. In return for this amount of money, she gets to invest in this amount of land. They've been paying for it.
why would she go through a silver thing to get it?
Why indeed? Mind you, he kind of gives that grimace. Yeah, most of the Fianna here have not exactly had them smooth as sailing, considering. I could see why they'd be frustrated. She gives that kind of, eh? You see what I mean?
Has the land been bought from old families that would have been recorded by the Master of Challenge?
Nodding.
Just that sit back of like, oh,
And why do you think Fiona looks mad? Because, like, let's be real, Maeve. You kind of, do you know what I mean? There's been a lot of sitting on the hands and trying to figure stuff out, but they've been moving. You know what I mean? It's Fiona's agitated because they're ahead of us. You know what I mean? That investigator it's like that investigative. Like I imagine Maeve feels the same. It's like fuck me, we are behind. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Beltane is tomorrow, Maeve. So we have to make a choice. What can we afford to let them gain, and what can we not afford to lose? I do not like the idea of losing Diana. She is one of the most valuable Septhaerges.
She is.
Now, I'm not saying that who replaces her wouldn't be. She gives that kind of like now. Do you know what I mean?
No, but this is what she does, and she's so suited with being a Glade child.
But the point is, it's not even that. It's Fiona does not want to give them a victory. Do you know what I mean? We are already going to have to give them one. Do you know what I mean? She is also a loyal supporter of the Macnessa family since the very beginning of her tenure.
I might be able to do something tonight to bolster her up.
Need to do something tonight. That's Fiona. That's a command, Maeve. It's that there's not might. There's now. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I have an idea.
We have sat on our hands long enough, and they are winning.
I can do that, and I can make a call on the way, and see if I can I have someone looking into land for me.
Well, it clearly has not worked. Land we're going to have to lose. We need to keep the bolstering sept in position. We do not have the sway, Maeve.
Even if it. I don't think I can outdo anything they can do at this point, but wouldn't seem that any Fianna had made an effort and gotten results.
Well, then get it.
She just nods. Alright.
Enough,
She starts like pulling
enough,
up her shit and packing.
enough of might. She kind of just growls. You know what I mean? Like Fiona's just shaking her head like "fuck me." Do you know what I mean?
And I should go.
You should.
Yeah, she just gets up, starts, folding the blanket, throws it in her swag. Very gently collects up the pieces of the busted talon to put in there too, just so there's no physical remainder.
Where you going?
She is going to call James while she's at it. But you remember where she went with Nula when she found that ancient Glade child?
Yes.
I can make rules if you need, but the best thing I can think of to bolster
Yeah, I would like to know what you're doing rather than just go. I'm going to the gate. What are you trying to do?
the
That
best
would be
thing I can
easier.
think of to bolster Diana is she is tied very intrinsically to the land.
Okay.
And if I can go to some massive representative of the land and have it
Okay.
bolster her in return for the services.
There you go. Because you're just going. I'm going here, and I'm like, wait, what?
I got you.
All right. Hang on. You
Mhm.
can remember where you're going. It was very distinctive.
Mm-hmm.
So you're calling James.
Yep.
And you're just like, yeah, hello.
James, hi.
Hello, darling.
I hate to ask without a lot of preface, but do you remember what I asked you to look into with the land?
Did
Is
you
there
haven't been
any?
by to see me?
I can come tonight after I have something I have to do, but I can come tonight.
I have the feeling you're in a rush. So what do you need?
I need to know if there's even the smallest amount that I can contribute to what was lost. I'll do what it takes to get it, but
You do not have the money. Darling. Let's be real. However, I might be able to point you to somebody who does.
please.
Nodding. You can feel the nod. I would talk to the following people. Either Podrin from behind enemy lines, or any member of what are they called? Insurrecta Animalia? Gravel Walk, perhaps, I believe he's called, the wild one. They have a lot of money stored away.
Has there at least been any luck in finding a place that we can invest in? If I
Oh
can
yes. Oh yes.
get
But you'd stop saying you're a Cleith. Smirking. You could feel the smirk on his voice, like you're a Cleith, buddy. You can't be pulling them sways.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're wanting to get an official representative, you'll need a big name. Play the game, darling. Don't try and be the martyr.
I just need to know where to send them.
Both Gravelwalk and Podrin have respective lands that they can afford. Hell, you could even talk to Rory MacDiag. I imagine he would have a bit of land that he could totally move his people on. I have a whole manor, which is a big field. After all, I believe Callum the King is in his park.
You are a saint.
I know.
Thank you, James.
You owe me. Click.
Yeah, she. Ironically, there's no dread. There's just like, oh, okay, fine, sure, I owe you. I don't even care.
You fucking owe me. Do you know what I mean? You have made him have to come on to Sept, Maeve. He's not. There.
Okay. She is going to have to do something, and then she is going to have to run and talk to people, but yeah, assume that she is like doing the
The
like.
Gladechild, I'm a hand waving. You're with the Gladechild. 'Cause, yeah, there's been too much huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But it's still chilling there.
Good evening.
Hello.
I have admittedly come selfishly to beg a boon.
Depends on the boon and what you'll be called selfish.
I'm sure that you're familiar with the one known as Wildheart.
Cool. Just not. She is a cousin.
She is. And she has given a great deal to the land.
She has.
And it has taxed her deeply. Is there any way that the land can give back?
We could, but what would you pay? These things are never free, and we will be taking some of the land's energy. Is one individual worth that, little loon? Are you saying the land is in danger if we do not assist her? It is all very well to ask a favor, but you do not ask for gravity.
I
Gives
believe
a little gentle smile, like a mother teaching a child, like, honey, you just asked me, but you know what I mean? It's like, you gotta sell it to me first. You know what I mean?
I believe that these things, just like the land, run in cycles. I believe that she has given and will continue to give. But if the land can give back to her one time, to restart the cycle, to take her from winter to spring, it will make all the difference and mean that she can continue to give as much and more back.
And what would you give for such a prize?
Can I make a roll? Because I'm about to do something drastic, but there may be something more suited.
Sure. What do you want? What do you? Yeah, give me an intelligence for cult roll.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. What are you trying to do?
I assume that the base issue is that Diana fed out more than she could recover from. Like,
Yes.
fed out too much permanent gnosis.
Yes.
I can feed a permanent gnosis to kind of jumpstart the process.
You will need to lose 2 permanent gnosis to jumpstart the process.
Ooh. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Like, tending the land is cute and all, but the stuff she's doing on Sept isn't enough.
Nope.
Wow.
Diana did a lot, Maeve.
She did.
She healed some deep taint. Well, what are Glade children known for, Maeve? That's my question with your 3 successes.
From what I can remember as a player, intrinsically tied to the land, generally very agreeable as spirits go.
What is their function, not what they are?
I actually don't know off the top of my head.
Oh.
About to learn today.
You are.
Are they in Axis Mundi? to find out. And of course, there isn't an index. That would be way too easy.
So, I have it here.
Mhm.
This is a mature oak. Actually, no, this is an ancient redwood. Sorry, rank wise, it's rank 4. Old as fuck, Maeve. It is the descendant of trees, of all these things.
Mm-hmm.
It is obsessed with the restoration of how things were when the time where trees would walk the earth. Restoration. There's your key word. Restoration. Not just, oh, I'm going to tend the land.
No,
Restore.
she would need to go and restore places that had been.
Think about it for a split second, and you have your answer. Restoration in this place. There is a certain manor that lies deep in ruins. That is still just stone and empty things, and grass could grow around it. Maybe if you really want to heal the McNamara problem, you could give it back to the wild and begin the cycle all over again, and etch a painful scar out of the memories. There you go. You're welcome.
Raz is going to be fit to have kittens.
Depending on the way you sell it. It could be exactly what the McNamara family needs and shows that their devotion to Gaia is that strong. But you got to figure out that for yourself. I'm not giving you any more. I've helped you
That's
enough.
okay. That's okay. I can talk this out with the McNamara, but you're right. That place is just lying in ruin, and it's a painful memory. I've seen Chris just dying, sitting on the outside.
There you go.
It's a fucking scar on the family, and it's a scar on their history.
And
Okay,
the land.
the land. I
But
know.
think about how old that place is. That has been scarred forever.
Ooh, it's not mine to give, but I'm about to do it anyways.
You did that. Oh. It'll learn you, Maeve. Do you know what I mean?
Look, man, I don't have a lot of time to work with here.
Yeah, exactly. It'll learn you.
That will learn me. I get to explain this one after the fact.
Yep.
Time to make big promises.
Well, could make it.
Yeah. What was the manor called again?
The
The
Golden Antlered Hall.
Golden Antler Hall.
Yes.
Yep, fuck it. Out past the bogs, away from the Sut, there is a place that is scarred, full of painful memories for the land and for the people. We know it as the Golden Antler Hall. Do you know it?
Of course. The scar is deep.
Perhaps it is time that Gaia reclaims and heals the scar. And I will
Very
examine
well.
it.
Very well. For this. To do this, you will need to do the rite of the salted earth. And then once you do it on the center room, the throne, as it were, where the massacre itself happened, the whole, do it there, and my magic will begin. Now, the question is, you said that it was pressing that Diana be given a new cycle of spring.
It is.
Swear that you will do this for me, so that we are agreeable. Swear upon your name. Your name is old, like mine. Swear it.
As a Maxium, I swear it. I will do the rite of the salted earth on the halls of the Golden Antler to heal an old scar and to heal the land.
It reaches over and Maeve, you lose 2 permanent noses.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, you feel a bit drained. Now you can buy that up. I will give you for your first XP spend to regain 1 back. It will be less XP than it always for the first Gnosis spend.
Okay.
It will be 1 less.
Yep, I will mark that right now because, whew, no, she gives it.
And you watch her just plant herself into the trees and just sink down, and you watch the roots just go. Looks fucking nuts.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, this ancient glade child is the closest thing to a representative of the land that she's ever seen.
Yeah, it's like an ancient redwood. It is old as balls.
Oh my god.
It's probably been here since like the Proto-Celtic era.
Yep. It's insane, especially like reeling after that kind of sap that tax, but she watches it and it's still awe-inspiring.
Oh, you can see the roots just weaving and turning as she see. It looks like the picture. The leaves begin to blossom and fall off. It's like she's rearranging things, weaving her tapestries. So where are you going now, butt?
It's time to run pell-mell back to Sept and
Where are you going? Who are you looking for? Because I'll give you an intelligence. I'll give you an intelligence academics because you wanted a certain party to happen.
I do. Intelligence academics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please.
I'll let you spend willpower on it.
I will spend the poop out of it. Why do you always do this to me? There. Glad I did, but that's 2.
Well, Maeve, what better way to show the McNamara, not the MacTaig, and actually show their alliances because they're Fianna and there's look, even all that may be directly competing with the things, but you notice Rory has never once denounced the McNamara. Do you know what I mean? Not once.
No, not really, no.
What better way to put Oisin up as a viable candidate? Because yes, Rory and all that will pay for it, but a young kinfolk advocating like I myself will swear that do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Can
and
you
it's
see
a family that's tied to the king of the fucking travelers, which is a huge thing.
There you go.
Yep.
You could totally do Gravel Walk too. He's a viable option, very well respected figure. You could totally do Behind in Millions. Podrin is a traveler. But when you think about it, Maeve, who else but the Stag Pack, really, when you think about it?
Yeah, they're the most attractive option, really, from multiple angles.
Because let's be real. You know what Rory would do. There you go.
Yeah, she's run into the McTiges.
Let's get El Grumpington off screen.
Oh.
She's very grumpy with you.
It did it. Ugh.
Oh yeah, I'll put it like this. You see the MacTag Manor. It's a big piece of land. You know what I mean? On Sept.
It is. They probably have enough land just surrounding the castle to house the
Yep,
camp.
they do.
Fuck it. Come here, Rory.
Read me.
Read to me, Daddy. Fucking shit.
Yeah, Rory's sitting down outside, just enjoying the evenings because the evenings have gotten a lot warmer now, so you can actually afford to sit outside.
Oh, Rory. Yeah, poor Maeve. She runs pell-mell back on Decept, runs up. Probably takes a second to like, and then approach. Good evening, Raya.
Hello.
May I join you?
You may.
Yeah. Come out and sit with them and just, oh, yes, sitting. I may I be bold?
What did you say? You kind of broke up on me.
Oh, sorry. It was just Raya. May I be bold?
He just takes that in, take a breath, like, oh, fuck me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, buddy.
What is it?
It's nothing so bad as that, Raya.
I will be the judge of that.
Well, Beltane is coming. Quickly. And it is a time of new beginnings. And I have had too much time, almost, to think of ways to help the Traveler Kin.
It has been a problem for many of us, yes. Just nods like, you're not wrong there. Nod.
Okay, that's valid. That's a thing. Okay.
Yeah, just nods like, yep.
Yeah, this did
All
not
right.
mean insults. This is good.
Yep, like, fuck for that. Do you know what I mean? Whew.
And so while it is a bold thing to suggest, Raya, your family has been here for so long. And
It has.
always composed themselves with honor in taking care of the kin.
We do.
And there's a great deal of land surrounding your castle.
Mm-hmm. Kind of nodding, like, it's almost like, come on, get to the point.
What better way to allow people to truly celebrate Beltane than to offer the kin sanctuary on your land?
This is not a bad suggestion. There are many different variables I would need to think about. And what does this offer to you? And why come to me?
For one, it puts the clan close to Sept, on Sept, where they're safe.
The kin, he holds up his hand like, The kin are the greater concern. Of course. It is a noble reason. That is not what I asked.
But Jiraiya, the king of the travelers, is your packmate.
Just glances over. Semantics aside. Maeve, you are asking me to do something which puts me in a compromised position for my family as well as much. It is a tall ask. A noble one, but a tall one.
It is.
You are asking me of this after considering the treatment I've received from some of your packmates, though it is no fault of your own. We are not great friends. We are not great ties to the family. It is a tall ask. So I am curious, other than my honor, which has me considering the idea, as much as my honor bounds me to serve, I must serve the interests of my family too. What are you offering besides this, outside of the duty of bound to us?
In the interest of your family, Oshin composed himself amazingly when I came to offer him invitation and hospitality.
He did.
What better display to follow that and to show that he's truly ready to compose himself as an heir to the family than to be...
Holds up his hand again. This is, it's like, when I'm cutting you off here, but he's being respectful about it. It's just the hand holds up. Are you proposing that you and Oshin stand together in this offer and display of unity?
So for the roll, Torna, which would benefit their family more? Because for one, yes, having a Macfion there is beneficial, but she doesn't want to make this look like it.
He just said, you and Oshin standing together. Stare. Is that what you're fucking offering me? Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
It's
sir.
like, is that what you're pitching at me? Are you pitching this? Oh, you're not letting me fully explain.
Sorry.
Because he's basically saying, are you proposing what I think you're proposing, aka you and Ushin standing together, display of unity together, with
Together,
my, together with my support? Is that what you're fucking pitching me? Do you know what I mean?
that sounds
Stare.
an awful lot like, hey, you planning to marry my son?
Yeah. Is that what you're doing? He's not demanding it. It's more like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Poor Rory's like, wait a minute, what? Do you know what I mean? Is that what you're? Oh. You swear for the first time you see Rory McNamara, not
Tie.
McTighe, go, oh. Do you know what I mean? He has that genuine like, wait, what? Do you know what I mean? Wait a minute. It's the verbal frown. You know what I mean? Let me just.
Oh,
Like genuinely, he's like, "Wait, are you pitching a marriage offer to me? Whoa, wait, whoa!" Do you know what I mean?
whoa.
Is that what I'm hearing from you, Lady Macfield?
I am suggesting that Oshin show further that he can step into this role.
That is admirable of you to tell me how to teach my son how to be a lord.
Apologies, right? If it sounds that way. I'm sorry.
Kind of leans forward again, gently. You are panicked and rushing.
If
And
anything,
you're flinging. He kind of frowns at you then, like,
the lips just kind of roll in.
Take a breath,
She does.
because you are interrupting me, and now you're making me agitated. And you are suggesting how to tell me how to teach my son. You have come to me asking a great ask of my family, and yielding nothing in return but offering me advice on how to teach my son is what it sounds like you're saying. What are you actually saying?
Yeah, she gotta take a breath.
Because the idea of you and Ushin presenting yourselves together as a united front, Macfion and MacTaig, with my blessing and, of course, the permission that I can achieve, would be a great display of unity and showing that you can indeed do that. I would not demand marriage. I am not that type. Kind of gives that hand wave, like, doesn't work like that. It's not the old days. You know what I mean? However, puts holds up a hand, because he saw the sign. It's like, huh, you're not interested in Ushin, are you? Do you know what I mean? Gives that little. That's a dad. That does the. Do you know what I mean? Gives that little unimpressed frown for a second. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's Katie. She's
Oh,
sorry, that's Katie. No, she's just
okay.
breathing and listening.
Mm-hmm. All right. I've lost my train of thought now because God. Shit.
A show of unity with his approval, with the permission he can get. Not necessarily. He would not demand a marriage. I get the impression there was a comma but coming.
But such a thing would set a rumor stirring. If it would benefit you, I would like you to consider Oshin as a viable candidate. Should you not find that agreeable, then we will settle another arrangement between our families. But I would like you to consider the idea of it. As for that, the arrangement will be that when you are of rank, you will or attain alpha of your pack. Kind of give that kind of like example, like when you're at a suitable position, you know what I mean? You will not forget the debt that you owe to the Mac Tig.
That is holy shit.
Like he's like, you could consider Oshin. That's one option. You know what I mean? Because again, Oshin's a very viable candidate for marriage. He's young. He's you know what I mean. He's a young lord. You know,
It is not a bad match, politically speaking.
not at all. He's got respectable pure breed 3. That's not bad pure breed, Maeve. It would strengthen definitely all forms of unity on set because holy shit, you know what I mean? Granted, like honestly, what people were kind of sad about is that Daniel or you were not kin. Because they'd immediately ship you to
It would ship the fuck out of it.
yeah, and you're not a fella, so they can't put you with Fiona. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't be necessarily something that threatened the Magnessa hold because she
No,
just
God.
can't match to them, and it's not going to show up the Magnessa in a huge way.
No, God, no. If anything, because you're such good friends with Fiona, and do you know what I mean? It would actually strengthen more ties because it shows you're binding yourself to the sept.
And God bless Rory for having the caveat of like, I want you to consider it.
Yeah.
But
if you don't,
just don't forget.
Yeah. Rory's not a political deviant. Rory's just, do you know what I mean? It's like a hammer, straightforward. If you don't want to go that way, well, then there's this option. Do you know what I mean? He's putting the choice in your hands. What do you want to do to honor the dead? What do you want to do for Mac Tig? You know what I mean? It's lucky you're playing with Rory, not with fucking Tristan.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And you know what? It's one of those things where it's obviously like, it's not a massive shock, but it's just because I mean, just kind of like he immediately whipped around, like, are you saying she's doing the same thing? Like, oh, we are saying. I can certainly promise to give it due consideration and thought, Raya, and whatever the case, I would not forget the debt to the McTigs.
Good. I'll expect your answer within a week.
Oh God, on courtship?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He means if you're taking the courtship route.
Yeah, she nods agreement.
Like, because for all he knows, you could court. Nah, I don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're wanting this done now. He needs some form of guarantee that you're going to on. Shayna kind of fucked you in this sense because he can't trust your pack's word. You know what I mean? Because look how long it took. You know what I mean? So he's guaranteeing that you're being honorable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, he's doing exactly what he needs to do for himself, and no, she nods. You'll have it, right?
And if it is a no, then it is a no. But do not forget the debt you owe.
Never, right?
Simple nod, like, and that's done. You make it happen.
Oh God. Sorry, Katie's in shock. At which point she will, it's a polite kind of curtsy. Thank you for your time, Ryan.
Just nods as if you're dismissed.
Yeah, she will, leave him to his book and his thoughts.
Which I tend to see there.
Oh, yep. That's Yep, we're gonna end the scene with Maeve totally off going, what the fuck did I just do? Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.